Yo, with your boy, Mr. No Introduction. Yeah. So, yeah, I forgot to film an introduction, but welcome to Taco Tuesday. This is the third one in a row. We're going to get straight into it. This is a week review of the Lukat Fix It paint correction miracle rubathon thingamabobber infomercial rabbit hole that I got lured into. And I say that jokingly because I'm happy with it for what the truck is. It's good. Or you can see right here that the original clear coat is still there, and then you have the paint that has been corrected, in air quotations, heavy air quotations. It is nowhere near paint correction or any type like that. So the clear coat is completely missing from the roof and then from the hood, which I showed you in the beginning, and of course the top of this door and on that fender. So as I just kind of pan around and show you just kind of what it looks like, because this is the side that I rubbed like crazy, I do want to make sure that I point out that this stuff was only designed to work on the clear coat. So I wouldn't have a problem putting it on my G37. I wouldn't have a problem putting it on like a newer truck or anything like that that happened to have a true faded clear coat. If you can see the clear coat peeling off, he even says that, it's not going to work like that. Just to kind of give you some context, the back portion right here where the extended cab is the original clear coat that has not been touched, and then the driver's door, which has the clear coat on it but it was faded, and I used the Lukat Fix It. I truly believe that if this had somebody that knew what they were doing and put a nice buff on it, which I will try, wink wink, maybe in a new video, put a nice buff on this whole entire truck except the hood and the roof, I think that it'll actually look great. And it might be harder to tell, but you can see this is a undamaged clear coat that has been treated with that Lukat. Right here is the original clear coat that just somehow missed the sun wherever it was parked. And yeah. And quickly moving on to the very next step. So, talked about the paint a little bit. And now I am moving on to the window tint. So, this is a $75 kit from eBay, and it comes with, quite to my surprise, with a lot of extra stuff. So it only comes with one driver and one passenger front door window, but it comes with 3 variations of the extended cab windows and then 2 variations of the rear window. So this is a portion of my rear window. So mine has the sliding 2 middle sections. So that will take 4 individual pieces of tint. Some particular models have a solid pane window in the back, so that tint came with it, and it's what I used to do the brow in. So yeah, I got all that pre-cut, shipped in from eBay, and now we're moving on to the actual installation. So just like the brake job, it has been quite a while since I've done some window tinting, so I was pretty rusty at first, and then I kind of got the hang of it. I was going to hang the window tint on the outside and then try to peel off the plastic, but I kind of thought more and more about that, I'm outside, so I didn't really want to do that. So I ended up cleaning the outside for no reason, just so you could see my Cletus McFarland flannel and my beautiful 16th ginger beard. I want to make sure and clean the top of the window. I started out with the bottom with the window rolled up, and then you roll the window down and you're able to clean all the surface. So what I particularly do, I am absolutely by no means a window tinter. I have no idea what I'm doing on any of these videos. The way I do the window tint is I absolutely struggle to get the window tint separated from the plastic protection barrier. But once I get that done, I like to get everything wet, and I start it from the very top. Some people like to start it at the bottom because it's easier to get it in the bottom of the window. It may be the correct way to do that, but I don't know. This is how I did it. And so, like I said, I like to start at the top and I make sure everything is straight, lined up, sealed. I probably do the first 2 inches or so, and then make sure that's set, it's pretty, it's make sure exactly where I want it. And I start to roll up the window just a touch. Of course, this is a 97, so it needed some help, and I didn't want to touch the inside of the tent just yet, so I had to help it up. And then you slowly just work it down, don't want to get any kind of creases or anything like that, so I just take my time. You kind of always want to make sure and keep the squeegee and the tent wet, especially if you have to go back after you've already done kind of an initial wipe and get all the air bubbles out. It's going to tend to squeegee off the moisture on the tent itself, and you don't want to run the risk of catching it, or the rubber and the tent sticking together and tearing the tent, and or pulling it off, and basically you have to restart everything back over where you pull it off, re-wet everything, and it's just a real pain in the butt. So as we move on to the passenger side, I basically just repeat the process. And here's the one that I kind of forewarned you about. We will start losing light pretty quickly, especially as it's sped up. But I clean the window inside and out just because might as well. I've been doing it on all the other ones. So I roll it down, make sure to clean the top and the sides where it rolls up at, and start the same process all over again. You set the top, you work it. I kind of spend the most time on this portion, as everything else just kind of falls into place. So you want to make sure everything's lined up good, great, and if you mess it up, you got to completely pull it off and spray some more of this magic solution that comes in the Walmart kit. But I'm sure you can just use Dawn soap. I've seen a bunch of other professional tinters have a whole tool bag of stuff, including a torch, and depending on the outcome of this, I might have to do that again. So who knows? We'll get to learn together. Alright, so moving right on ahead, in the pitch black darkness of the night, I decided to use the extra tint that I had. As I mentioned previously, this came with 2 different back window options, so I used the 4-piece, as mine has the sliding window, and I've decided to use the solid one and create an eyebrow. And since I have tinted the front driver and passenger windows, I feel like I am an absolute professional and I know how to freehand this, and I am about to blow y'all's mind on how perfect I can create a window eyebrow. Watch. It's like, so as you can tell, I am struggling to get it straight as I cut the line completely crooked on both sides, the top and the bottom, and it is absolutely horrendous. Like, I stand back, look at it, I can't believe that I thought that I was actually that good to do that. All right, so hopefully you're still here. I know that we ran out of light, so I went ahead and moved the truck into the garage and going to finish the back windows and the very back. So you can tell I got the front one done. That's what you saw when I was running out of light, and it actually halfway decent. So now I have got to do all of these. Don't worry, I'm gonna set up a light for you guys so it won't be crazy, but I just wanted to pop in and let you know I wasn't going to continue doing it in the dark so y'all couldn't see anything. I was having some trouble, as you can tell, and as I talked about, I was having some trouble getting the protective film off of the actual sticky side of the tint. So that compiled with the light made it very difficult, but I got it, and we'll make it a little exception and still get this video done and then edited and then out and ready for its premiere on Tuesday. So gotta get back to it. So, welcome to the dungeon with the circle ring of light. Yeah, this didn't work out well at all, so be thankful that I sped this up because, like I said before, it took me 30 minutes to take off all of the plastic and separate the tint from the protective coating, and it took me roughly 7.5 minutes to tint all 6 windows. It is absolutely ridiculous. It was frustrating at some times, but you know, it's kind of like working on cars. Anything you do, it always requires a little bit of patience, and you never know when the tiniest little thing that's going to kind of set you off happens, and then continues to happen on every single step of the way. So as I worked through that, I got all the window. I was able to work through the cramped spaces. I had a little bit of trouble with the back windows, just getting things set up, and probably because I was standing very weirdly, squatting in the back seat with very low light. But I wanted to finish the video for you guys and not make an absolutely stupid video. I made a absolutely low light video, but you know, we'll make it work. We got this. We got you. I appreciate you, and if you are still here, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me that's goofy, tell me how you would have tinted the windows, most other than doing it during the day and when you have more time and not after work. But it is what it is. Like I've said before, I have drifting this weekend where I actually street drive the car down to Houston and drift all weekend with Naoki, and then street drive it back home and start the entire work week again. So this is what we get for right now, and yeah, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Alright, so I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking around. The lighting did suck in there as well, but we got it done. We got all of the windows done in the taco. So I've got the inside detailed, I've got the windows done, and that kind of completes. And then we talked about the paint a little bit. That kind of completes a little video for y'all. Like I said, I never want to waste any of y'all's time. So yeah, here she is. So I went with 20%. You know, it's pretty dark, but I think it'll make it look good. It'll kind of bring it out in the overall goal. As you can tell, I do have the Steelies back on it. I went ahead and took those drifting. If you watch the previous video, you can see the mistake I made with those and how we're going to rectify that. Actually, these are going to go on the G37 and head to Houston this weekend for Naoki's ride-along event. But back to this. I took the eyebrow off because it was crooked as crap. And so I'm not even going to run one on this truck. It's really the legal limit's like right here because of the mark. So I'm not going to run it anyway. But it's completely changed the inside of it. It's made it pretty dark. I no longer feel a fishbowl. And yeah, like I said, I appreciate y'all for sticking around and hanging out on Taco Tuesdays. It seems to be a pretty good success, so I am going to try everything I can to get it done. Hopefully on the next one I'll have some more parts, but I'm going to run into a time crunch again, of course, with drifting. So I don't quite know the outcome. I don't want to ever lie to y'all, so we for sure are going to do drifting content, and I'm going to try extra hard again to make that one worth the while, and then see what we can do for Taco Tuesday. If not, we can cram another one in there. So until then, have a great day, have a great night, whatever one it is for you. Keep being you.